Hey guys, welcome back to Diecast Reviews. So it's a review on Clutch Kringle, one of the newly released holiday cars. Actually, a brand new release for 2023 from the Mater Saves Christmas book that was released all the way back in 2009. So yes, imagine that, a book released back in 2009, before Cars 2, before Cars 3, more than 10 years ago, and they're still releasing cars from that book. How incredible. That's amazing in my opinion. And a really unexpected release, too. Clutch Kringle is an elf. Obviously, you can tell they're kind of by his ears and whatnot there. An elf that appears in the Mater Saves Christmas book, like I said. Appears up at the North Pole. We got a new release kind of a few years ago, obviously. We got the Snowmobile, but he was canceled. He was supposed to be released back in 2009. He was canceled, and so Mattel kind of, they just released him. They uncanceled him, got him out in 2021. And now 2 years later, there was no indication. Clutch Kringle, really no indication that he was canceled back in 2009. It's all of a sudden just comes out, and for the holidays, releases Clutch Kringle. Just it's spectacular. It's really cool that Mattel did that. You can see on the back here the other cars that they released this year alongside Clutch. Obviously, Snowmobile again, Sarge, Mater, Sally, McQueen, and Doc. I think they released most of these in the past few years. But, so really, Clutch is the only new one. So I think all of these were out last year. I'm pretty sure all of these were released last year. So, Clutch is really the only new one for this holiday release. But yeah, it's so cool that Mattel, decided to go ahead and release a car from a book from 2009. So it's really cool, really unexpected as well. Really unique release. We'll get into him here in a bit. But if you want to find him, you can check those grocery stores that sometimes sell cars like H-E-B in Texas. You've got Kroger here in the Midwest. I think you've got Fred Meyer over in California and out west. And I'm sure there's those types of stores in like the East Coast and the South or whatever, but those are just the ones off the top of my head. Or you can go to Target. There's a Target, I think, in all 50 states. So you can go to Target and just go to the holiday aisle. They will not be in the Diecast aisle. You have to go to the holiday aisle, and they will be there. They should be there. I went to 4 Targets. First Target I went to, I think they had literally the whole case except this one. They had every car except this one. Someone was there, got this one, and left all the other ones. I went to a second Target. I didn't even see the Diecast there at all. Maybe they were there. Maybe I missed it. I looked. I could not find the holiday Diecast there in the holiday aisle. I went to a third Target. There was only the McQueen. Only the McQueen was left. Everything else was gone. The only one left was McQueen. Went to a fourth Target, and it looks like they had a fresh case, or maybe couple of fresh cases. They had 4 Clutch Kringles. I think there's 2 per case, so there's a couple fresh cases there, and I obviously picked up a couple Clutch Kringles because 4 Targets, and I just finally found one. But I did go back to that first Target today. Actually, it's Black Friday when I'm recording this. Went back to that one today, and they did have a Clutch Kringle there. So you can go out, and it looks like they're restocking the cases as well. So go out to Target if you want to get one. Don't think it'll be that hard. Well, it was hard for me, but he's popping up more often. So I think you can go get one. You'll be able to find one if you so desire. But enough talking. Let's get him out of the package. So here he is out of the package, and he looks great. Definitely one of the most unique cars Mattel has released in a while, along with obviously one of the most unexpected ones. Take a look at the front here. He's got a nice kind of smile there. There's some kind of chip or smudge or something right there, which is kind of unfortunate. Poor quality control by Mattel. But other than that, he looks good up at the front. Those are not scratches there, in case you're wondering or whatever. Not paint chips. That is how it's supposed to be. I don't know why. Actually, there's no card art for him, which is pretty cool. Clutch Kringle card art. I think it looked pretty cool, but obviously there is none. But that is how it's supposed to be, if you're wondering there, for the front light there. 2 lights, actually. Headlights. He's got some kind of like logo here. I assume this is kind of like a representation of a kind of manufacturer logo. Kind of looks like a Mercury or Lincoln or whatever. I'm not sure if it's really supposed to be anything, but, you know, obviously the indication of some kind of logo. See, there's his mouth on the bumper there. Decent smile. I mean, just kind of I think a mostly happy expression. As you can see here, the side view mirrors kind of look like elf ears, which is pretty cool. That's pretty clever there. I think this is on Disney or whoever the book wrote the book. Obviously, Mattel did a nice job translating that to the diecast. You also see kind of his paint scheme is going to be throughout. It's kind of got the red and green spikes. Obviously, very common kind of Christmas look. Go to the side there as well. You can see kind of the red and green going all the way around. He's got these very kind of small green rims with silver trim. Look very nice. It's kind of a unique kind of design there too, almost like a flower or whatever. Let's see. To the side here, you can see he's got a kind of some tail fins, like a kind of 50s kind of style car. So looks pretty cool. Very small indeed. I think it's the smallest car we've gotten tail fins on in Disney cars history. On the back here, you've got some tail lights and really not much else. Kind of got an indication of where a trunk would be. Rear bumper as well. The trunk is red. No, none of that pattern continuing onto the back. This side is the same as the other one. So that design there. And then here you kind of got the big thing. You've got like the Santa hat, the Christmas hat. There on the roof. Some more chips there. It's just poor quality control by Mattel. This is made in Vietnam. Well, it's upside down there, but you can see it. Made in Vietnam. But just terrible quality control. It's probably one of the last cars made in Vietnam because I think they're moving kind of their factories away from Vietnam only to Thailand. So they've been making the kind of, you know, they made the NASCAR cars in Vietnam. I think they made some of the kind of like the XRS series. I think they made, or they're making those in Vietnam as well. But they're all moving that to Thailand now. So probably one of the last kind of new releases made from Vietnam is going to be Clutch Kringle. Really just the quality control. Say what you will about Thailand. The quality control in Thailand seems to be better. Just a couple of chips here and there on Clutch. Really doesn't take away. It's still a great car, but it's just unfortunate. But yeah, the Santa hat looks nice, and you've got this kind of green crown that it's sitting in. There is the date stamp right there, but it is a Vietnamese date stamp. It says 2/12/3 SD. I don't know if that's, I think that's 212th day of 2023, but that wouldn't make sense because 212th, I don't know. It seems a little late for, considering it was, these are really hitting the stores about now. Kind of late October, early November, whenever, you know, when Target puts up the Christmas stuff, which is what, right after Halloween, so early November. So a month ago, I don't know, 212th, maybe a little bit late, but who knows, maybe that's perfectly normal. I don't know, considering it's Vietnam, I don't know, but I think that's what it was, 212th day of 2023. But yeah, really not much to go over here aside. He's a pretty small car, but he's very cool, really unique, but there's really not much comparison for him. But I think it's so cool and so great that Mattel is going back to its roots, really, its origin, because 2009 was probably some of the top years for Cars collecting. Before Cars 2, it was the Final Lap collection. They had some really great releases. There's a lot of canceled cars from that era that I think Mattel could really, if they release, it'd be a hit with collectors everywhere. They've been making an effort in recent years. Bertha Butterswagen, for one, Percy Handbrakes a few years before Bertha, actually more like, like 8 years ago. But they've been re-releasing some of those cars that they canceled back in 2010. But there's a lot of haulers, a lot of pickers, a lot of Pissing Cup stuff that they canceled back in 2010 that any collectors everywhere would love to see. The snowmobile that you can see right there in the background as well was another one of the victims back in 2009, 2010 that was canceled. Mattel re-released him a few years ago. They're doing a great job with that. The collectors are really, really thrilled with the snowmobile, and they were really like, when we saw that one released, we were like, okay, that's fine. Mattel's gotten that one out, that's good, and kind of, drew the end on new releases and the Christmas stuff, and we were just going to be fine with all the re-releases, but then here they come. Mattel comes out with the Clutch Kringle, totally unexpected. Who knows, maybe it was canceled back in 2009 as well, and we just don't know about it, but I don't know. It's really great that Mattel's still going back and doing those things from the beginning of their kind of Cars era. 2009 was 3 years in to their Diecast line, and it'd be really good if they go back and do some more of the Christmas stuff. I mean, I certainly wouldn't be complaining if they go back and re-release the Santa Claus car. I mean, they haven't done that since 2010. It'd be great if they released Mrs. Claus for the first time. Certainly wouldn't be complaining about that either. But really just getting Clutch Kringle and getting a car from a book from really the beginning of Cars it's fantastic. I'm really happy with Mattel. Just the nostalgia on this one is huge. So I thank Mattel for making this release. I know it's a small thing, but hey, it's just a great release. Very nostalgic, indeed, going back to that era. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think it's a great release. Probably one of the top releases of 2023. All the Cars and old stuff is fine. It's great. But it just goes back to the era of Cars. Really, the first Cars movie of 2009, the peak of collecting in those early years. So, really great. I really do like this. And just for nostalgia reasons, I think it's one of the top releases of 2023. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know if you like Clutch Kringle. Let me know if you found him in Target or other stores. And yeah, hit that like button, subscribe, share, comment. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.